Hello and welcome to the Team Draft Super League. I'm here with Mike Ron of Goat Stew. I watched the tail end of your match against Huey and did not look very interactive.
Yeah, there wasn't much to see in the last game. The second game was reasonable. The first one was okay. Yeah, the third one was, I played one spell. I kept a questionable hand, but I usually keep those. Mulliganings for chumps.
Yeah, Huey's deck is okay. It's like red, green, blue, and the most interesting turn of the game was he had Sweltering Suns, Puncturing Blow, and Struggle to Survive, and despite how good his hand was, you found a way to stick a big threat and kill him.
Yeah, he seemed to hit all his colors every game with the double reds too. And the Sweltering Suns got me pretty good game one. I was dead after he cast it. I can play around a bit the next games, but if he draws it, it's going to be bad regardless.
Yeah. Do you guys like your decks?
I think our decks are solid. We don't have any bombs or anything like that, but they're solid.
Yeah. I
haven't had a chance to look at all the deck lists yet.
Yeah, I looked at it briefly, and I don't know, nothing interesting. Do you know who we're going to watch?
It should be Reid against Rich, I believe.
Rich's deck looked pretty strong. He's like a black-white. They're actually both black-white zombie decks.
Oh, okay, mirror match. Yeah, let me check the deck lists. Okay, so yeah, I was passing to Reid. I passed him the white-black uncommon unraveling mummy, and he seems to have... When he has God Pharaoh's Gift, that's his game breaker, I guess.
That is a good card.
I think if he lands that, he's going to be winning the game if he's in a reasonable shape.
It looks like Rich a cast out as his best and only way to stop it.
Yeah. And I have the Forsake the Worldly. I don't think Rich has any of those.
I think Huey has one of those. Rich has an unconventional tactics, which is probably his other best way to beat it. Just burn him out.
Yeah, I mean, you have to get to 7 mana and still be alive, so it might not come down to that, and you have to draw it. But yeah, I think if he draws it, that's going to be the game.
I don't really know if the best way for them to contact us when they're ready, so sort of just going by ear.
Right, I assume they'll let us know.
So
what match?
The first game was very close and interesting. Rich had a Blinding Mummy and a Cursed Minotaur, and we were kind of racing back and forth. I just had random Dingle 2-drops. But then I played a Sand Strangler, 2 for 1'd him, and got in stable condition, and played Sifter Worm and gained 4 life, and then I had 10 power trample and play.
Sure. Yes, you're red-green. Oh, you got the Deem Worthy.
Oh, yeah. I had a tough choice between that and Sandworm Convergence, which
right, that pack was loaded.
Yeah, normally that would not be a close pick for me in a regular draft, but in teams I sort of thought the Sandworm Convergence would be a lot better.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be more powerful, but not as good of a card in general.
Yeah. Still don't know what the correct pick was, but...
Yeah, there was a green cartouche in that pack, too, I think.
Yep. I sort of thought that there was a really almost no chance that Rich was green, so I felt okay passing either one of those.
Yeah, I didn't think Huey was green, and I passed him the 2-mana 5/4. When I saw the deck lists, I assumed that was one Yelger had, but I guess he took it. So there were 2 of them.
Wow.
And so he's got double green, several double reds, and lots of blue cards.
Yeah, that's how Huey likes to draft. Just tries to screw everybody over in teams. Are you playing the Pro Tour this weekend or next weekend?
Yeah, I'm playing in both the Pro Tour and the Grand Prix. It's not nearly as grueling a flight for me as most people.
Yeah. I can't tell if people are trying to speak to me right now.
Sorry?
Trying to see.
What did you say? I didn't hear that last part.
Okay.
Okay. Are we almost ready?
I hope so.
Or maybe that one's better.
Yeah, I don't mind. Just whatever's on the account, Reid, just go with that. I think Rich probably has the advantage in the matchup. Looks like he has a bunch of good flying creatures.
Even though we have 15 minutes to build our decks, I didn't really get to see my teammates' decks all that closely.
Yeah,
And I saw that reasonable curve.
Yeah, in a normal team draft, you can just look over, but here it's like you're juggling all these different computers, and it's hard to give advice and know like exactly what was passed and what people have, and it also doesn't even really seem that useful because you're kind of just sort of guessing anyways.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of on each person to know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's very like individual in that way.
But I mean, for like 23rd cards and things like that, usually ask for questions, but I trust them to have the right at least like 20 to 22 cards.
Okay, well, we're sending it down to the match then. All right, so Reid has won the die roll and has a pretty good hand. They both have pretty good hands. I mean, Rich's hand obviously would like black mana, but he's on the draw and has cycling land, so he'll have some time.
Yeah, they have very similar hands and situations. They both need another color.
It looks like it's more likely that Rich will get to his mana sooner because he is on the draw and has a cycler. Reid just has to draw a white mana naturally.
And this game is not going to go very fast. He'll have plenty of time. So
Yeah.
some grizzly bears and gray ogres attacking for a while.
Yep, all the creatures are small and nobody has like a big way to get through. Although the 3/1 flying looks like it's pretty good right now.
Yeah, it's still two lands drawn away from that one though. Desert is a very good draw though. It's not the white one.
I would be surprised if Reid took a card that wasn't Wander in Death.
Right, I mean, taking something else is just making them spend mana, which is not relevant right now.
Yep. The only way it would be better to take something else is if you think the game will end before Rich will get to use the Wander in Death, but that's almost impossible given the cards that they have.
Yeah, he's pretty much forced to take it here.
Yep, and he does.
Also cycles if he needs to find a swamp.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Good attack because unit cannot block. Did you play out your white desert here if you were Rich?
After he draws cast out, I think you can wait a turn.
Yeah, I agree. Wow.
If you draw planes, you're not going to cast out anyway. It's unlikely.
I think almost all of the people watching would have just played out their land there, but I think it's smart not to.
Wow, and Reid just got perfect draws in a row.
Oh, yeah.
So this is over fast.
Go Reid. I think I would cast Festering Mummy in a 2/3.
Right. He needs to. You should use the planes here for a white card.
Definitely. I think it's easy to look at your hand and say, well, I've got 4 mana, I'll play my 4 mana card. But because you only have one way to produce white mana, using it now and next turn lets you play more of your spells faster. Like if he draws a swamp now, he could make a Fanbear and a 3/1, where if he just played a 3/1, he can't make 2 white cards in 2 turns.
Right, yeah, I agree. If he draws a spell, that's good. If he draws a land, he can empty his hand.
Definitely.
And Rich drew one of the worst cards he can draw.
The planes.
Oh, I think another black card's worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not going well for Rich.
Yeah, he's not attacking, and Reid is just going to continue attacking every turn, so not ideal.
I mean, it's not a lot of damage, but Rich is not going to be able to survive afterwards either. Like, none of these blocks are going to be good later in the game.
His blocks aren't going to be good later, and the race is almost impossible for him to win with the lifelink zombie out there. Yeah, cross for Rich. Oh, there it is. I guess a 3/3 is not the worst here. I mean, it basically
it's going to be slow.
It just makes Reid spend 2 mana giving Death Touch. So.
Yeah, I mean, Reid can still attack with everything. It's not going to slow him down. I don't know if he's going to attack with everything, but he can. Well, now he is.
In Reid's shoes, I don't think I would attack with the 2/3, just because it's so important. Like, trading that off means that maybe your opponent can put big creatures out. I guess maybe Fanbearer, you just say, who cares?
Yeah, I think if he just attacks with everyone and trades and casts 2 more, Rich takes 6 more damage. He's at 5, and the Fanbearer. This is probably fine too. I don't think it's going to matter.
It's impossible to lose from this position.
Yeah, there's no good choices for Rich to win this. Well, that was a beating of a draw. The opening hand didn't look that great, but it worked out very well for Reid.
Yeah, it was turn 6 and he cast 6 spells, so pretty lopsided. Let's see. If you were Rich, would you go to something like the 3 mana or the 3/4 lifelink for 5? Or would you just
Well, he's kind of glutted on 5 drops already, but yeah, he can probably replace one of his 2 or 3 drops that don't impact the board very much. Like, he has a lot of zombies, but not much zombie synergy.
Yeah. It's usually matchups like this, you sort of think, like, every creature that you have is, like, almost equal to theirs. It's just all 3/3s and 3/2s, and so you kind of
like Doom Dissenter can go, I think.
Oh, yeah, that you don't want that at all, unless there's, like, one
I'd much rather have something that can win a game. And if the 3/4 lifelinker goes unchecked for a while, that can easily win a game.
Yeah, for sure.
He doesn't have very many tricks or anything to get it through. Even if it just trades, that's pretty powerful. I guess the unconventional tactics, it's one of his best cards he needs in this matchup.
Yeah. Wow, Reid is just
both better for both players. He left in the Doom Dissenter, unfortunately.
It's going to be okay. Not for sure.
Yeah, it'll be good against Reid's draw.
Yep. It will be much worse once Reid puts the person in play and just going to make a defense. Land is
Yeah, Hoaen, I can't hear you right now. Is it just me?
Yeah, I don't know. I do hear a little bit of feedback.
looks like Hoen's having some issues. So drawing that land there was huge for Rich. Now he can apply some pressure. If he draws another one, it's going to look really good. Yeah, just keep trying to talk. It fixes it. If you can maybe closer or maybe adjust the connection. There, it's working again.
All right.
All good.
Good attack from Reid. Was it a bad play to attack with the Doomed Center?
Oh, it's aggressive. I don't know about bad. Depends on if Rich plans on winning the race.
Well, he
that
did.
1 damage matters later.
Took 3.
Yeah, he traded 1 for 3, which usually is not good.
I wouldn't recommend it.
But I mean, if you get him down to 1 and end up losing, then that might matter. If he's pretty confident he's the aggressor, it's okay.
Yeah. In general, when the power level of the cards is so low, I would try to avoid stuff like that, but it does look like Rich is only attacking.
The Doom Center is kind of made to be a good blocker. It doesn't attack well.
Yep.
So I don't know why he really wanted to get in there for 1 in the face of a 2-1 and a 1-1.
You'd think it was okay if he wanted to trade off his Cursed Minotaur, but it's just too good on this board.
Yeah, I mean, he can stop those both from attacking whenever he wants. And it's unlikely that Reid has many other things that can attack, but I guess he has 2 flyers here.
Supernatural Stamina looks potentially a very good draw.
Yeah. If he can draw another land or 2 eventually, it should be good.
Yeah. Oh, this worked out awful. He tapped
discard Desert?
Yeah, Oh, I guess he had to choose the target before he knew what the discard was, but it worked out very poorly for Rich.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, if he had known Reid was going to discard a Desert to the Festering Mummy, he certainly would have tapped the Wretched Camel. The Wretched Camel would have died. Makes the opponent discard a card if you have a Desert in play or in the graveyard. And he just sort of didn't see it.
I don't even know if he noticed that with how fast he attacked.
It's tough, yeah. Wow.
Like, what's he going to discard here? The 5-mana card?
Yeah, he discarded Final Reward.
Yeah, I guess he has a... The other mummy in his hand can tap again next turn, but after that, he's going to have trouble getting through.
Yep.
And Reid's hand isn't great, but it's spells.
Reid knows with 2 flying creatures, he's definitely going to win the game unless he gets killed in a very short period of time. So Rich knows that he has to play for right now, and discarding the Final Reward makes a lot of sense with that plan.
Right. So is Reid going to attack with both flyers or just 1?
He could attack with all 3 and untap the Festering Mummy. If he knows he's not going to block with a flying creature, might as well.
Well, that seems pretty risky in light of the Binding Mummy on the other side.
Yeah, also Reid sees that Rich discarded Final Reward, and you have to think to yourself, my opponent has a card in his hand that he likes more than Final Reward.
Right.
It does make perfect sense that it is just a random zombie, though. I definitely like casting the 3/3 here.
Yeah, the 3 toughness is very relevant here.
This is definitely going to be a good turn for Rich, but
If
also... Yeah.
But it might not be enough.
Yeah. Reid is comfortable that with no cards in hand, he can just play as conservative as possible.
Yeah, he can attack with one of the flying vigilance creature if he wants to.
Yep.
The rest don't need to attack. Rich is going to need to draw spells off the top.
I think I like Dauntless Aven on Blinding Mummy and Festering Mummy on Miasmic Mummy, and just trade it all off.
Yeah, that's safe. Definitely should kill the Binding Mummy.
Yeah. Leaving that in play would be crazy.
Other
This I
than
don't
that,
like that much either, but it's a little riskier.
is he just going to take 6? Yeah. But he doesn't have to attack, so it's not that risky. He can just attack for 2.
Yeah. Well, that's a good draw. Looks like attack for 5 in the air, put the opponent to 5 with no flyers, and make him draw removal.
Yeah. And I don't know what Rich has in this case.
Well, his final reward is gone. He doesn't have 5 lands, even if he had it.
He has Cast Out.
His Even of
Yeah.
Enduring would be his best draw.
Lethal Sting. Cast Out, Lethal Sting, and Sandblast might buy him a turn.
Even unconventional tactics wouldn't help because Reid is going to end the turn with a tap-flying creature. Looks like Sandblast is his best and only chance to win.
Well, Cast Out is okay.
Yeah, Cast Out's good.
And Lethal Sting.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Reid is probably just checking the deck list right now to find out what he has to worry about.
Certainly what I would be doing.
And it looks like Rich is getting ready to type in, I just lost.
Yeah, even if he draws Lethal Sting or Sandblast, Reid is just in such a good spot.
He has to or he's dead.
I mean, it would really only just delay the game one more turn.
And Plains is not going to do it. I do like how Rich does the nicer lands, though. Give him some credit.
Yeah, I mean, not a very interesting match. Reid had just phenomenal draws both games.
Yeah, he didn't draw his rare that he couldn't cast either.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Oh well. So is that 0-3 real quick? There's a cunning attack from Rich.
I don't know if there's a match being played off screen or what the result might have been.
Yeah, there should be, but I highly doubt they're done already. It's just 0-3.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Rich is just going through the motions here. There's no point in bluffing anything. It's not like Reid isn't going to attack or anything.
Yeah, attacking
with
the
a
person in his
creature.
because
A vision creature that flies is going to attack regardless.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, well played on both sides, but that one kind of played itself.
Yeah, so if Rich had tapped the other creature and had the final reward, it would have been a lot different. But there's no way he can know about the discarding the desert.
Yeah, that was the most interesting play that happened in the game, for sure. And it worked out very poorly for Rich.
Yeah, usually after a game, I try and look back and see what could have been done differently, maybe alter the outcome.
Yeah.
And that was about the other thing.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. I guess we're going to take it to an advertisement. So thanks for watching.
Looking for a